What's going on, guys? McSkillet here with another CSGO video, and today we're going to be rating AK-47 skins honestly. Before we dive into the video, I'd like to give a special thank you to our sponsor today, McLaren. This is now the third tier list video. Today I will be rating every AK-47 honestly, but before we even get started, we have taken the guillotine to the worst AK skins that are in Counter-Strike 2. I hate each and every individual skin in the hot dog water category, and I'm sure plenty of you would have to agree. However, we're gonna get started with the good skins here. First up, we have the AK Case Hardened. Now, the AK Case Hardened is one of, if not the most popular and well-known AK-47 skin. With all of the different pattern templates, it makes this skin very unique. You could get the all blue barrel, you could get the scar pattern, you could get the all blue magazine, you could get the half blue magazine, you could get many different options here. And if you have a good pattern template, you can also get some really nice blue stickers to match. I think it's only right that we put this at exquisite, especially because there's still records being broken today, much like the guy who crafted the #1 StatTrak Factory New AK Case Hardened 661 pattern that is currently being sold for a minimum of $1 million. Next up, we have the AK-47 Red Laminate. As many people know, there are a few different laminates in the game, and we're going to go ahead and take the guillotine to them right now. Alright, and as you may have expected, the red, black, blue, and green laminate are all going in the C tier. Absolute trash. The only reason why it's not going in hot dog water is simply because you can actually make some decent crafts with these. They're not completely terrible, but they're far from good. Next up, we have the one and only Fire Serpent, one of the most OG skins in Counter-Strike. The skin has many fans, but I want to say that it might even have more haters than fans. People find this skin to be very ugly. I personally love this skin. I think it's amazing. It's not the prettiest skin in the world compared to some of the AKs we haven't encountered yet in this tier list. However, I think it is only right that it gets recognized properly. Although it is very nice, I don't quite think it's an exquisite tier weapon. I think we're going to respectfully put the Fire Serpent at an S tier. Next up, we have the AK-47 Redline, another classic. When you see the AK-47 Redline, you think James Bond, you think Secret Service, you think Russian spy, you think a lot of things when you see the Redline. A very simplistic skin. There's no factory new available for the Redline. However, you can snipe a very low float Redline, and it looks very clean. An amazing skin for crafting, especially with the new 5-sticker update. It's simple and badass. Redline is S tier all day long. I know I'm gonna get flamed in the comments. Oh man, I can already see where this video's going. There's too many nice AK skins. Okay, we're going with the AK Vulcan up next. The AK Vulcan, for some reason, has seen quite an increase in price over the years, and I'm not too sure why. Having said that, it is still a very nice looking skin. It's a very old and authentic AK-47 skin from Counter-Strike. When I see the AK-47, I think Cyborg, I think Terminator, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to approach me and ask me to remove my clothing and give him the keys to my motorcycle. It's an intense skin. For that alone, I think we'll put that at an A tier. It's nice, but it's not amazing. A lot of you guys are probably going to think that the Vulcan should replace the Redline and they should be swapped. I stand on my business. Redline over Vulcan. Next up, we have the AK-47 Jet Set. It appears that when this AK was made, somebody shipped it out of their post office to multiple different post offices just to get it stamped and sent back to them in no box. For some reason, there's stamps from all over the world on this AK, and it's really not the cleanest. Not a huge fan of the Jet Set. The only thing that holds me to the Jet Set is the fact that there is an Ottawa, Ontario sticker on there. Many of you know I'm from Canada, so I co-sign that. That is the only thing keeping me from putting that at a C tier. We'll put it right in the middle at a B tier. You gotta give it the benefit of the doubt. It's got a lot of stamps all over it, so you don't have to put stickers on it. It's just a regular AK-47 with a leather buttstock and handguard. It's just not impressive. Now, these next few skins that we're going to be going through are going to be running through the same pattern. The Jaguar is not the ugliest skin in the world. This thing looks like a turd with a banana clip and a pistol grip. The majority of the time you see someone with this, they do the same normie shit. They have an iBuyPower sticker over the Jaguar's head, or they have a Greyhound sticker over the Jaguar's head. I mean, it's just not an impressive skin, guys. Let's be real here. Just because it's not impressive does not mean that it's a piece of shit. I think we're going to have to put that at a B tier as well. Next up, we have the AK-47 Wasteland Rebel. When I look at this gun, I think Russian propaganda. I think of Vladimir Putin brainwashing his people. I mean, when you look at this AK-47, You really captured the image of a terrorist. You don't see the AK Wasteland Rebel a lot in game, but when you do see this means that the user holding this AK probably has dementia, because right above the pistol grip is actually a little Easter egg. People with dementia use this so they don't forget the bomb code when planting. Judging by how bad this gun looks and the reasoning behind why people use this gun, we're gonna put that at a C tier respectfully. Next up, we have the AK-47 Cartel. This gun, to me, has always looked very ugly in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It looks like you just spent roughly $15 to $20 getting an upgraded version of the vanilla AK with a little bit of etching in the body. However, Counter-Strike 2 saved this skin's life and made it incredibly sick looking in game. This gun looks absolutely badass and also has a couple Easter eggs attached to it as well. It's still kind of bland and doesn't have much going on. We're gonna put that at a B tier. Next up, the AK-47 Elite build. I know my Chroma 2 enjoyers from back in the day are not gonna like this skin. This includes myself as well. When I see the AK Elite build, I get immediate PTSD. It brings me back to 2016. I just got my first job. Took me about a month to scramble up the funds to buy my first pre-built PC from Staples that sucked royal shit. Once I finally had my PC, I was able to just start buying stuff on Counter-Strike, and that's almost all that my paycheck went to for the next year to two. And at that time, the Chroma 2 case was hot and very cheap, unlike it is today. Whenever I see the Elite build in game, I get cold sweats. I get the Kurt Angle look. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. Hot dog water. I can't stand the Elite build for personal reasons. The Aquamarine Revenge. Now, this skin is fairly common. It's not ugly. It's actually one of the nicer AKs. If you see somebody using this in game, they're probably a girl who studied marine biology in college. And by that I mean they studied for a useless degree and they will end up with another career and debt. Part of that debt is going to be Counter-Strike skins, and this skin will be at the top of their list. These fish very much remind me of when you walk into the Mandarin, when you go up to the host or hostess to get your seat. Upon walking to the host or hostess, you can look over the railings and you see the pond with all the little koi fish swimming around. That's very reminiscent of my childhood. So for that reason alone, we will put that at an A tier. Next, we have the AK Hydroponic. This is, for some reason, an absolute classic from the Rising Sun collection. I truly do not see why this skin is as cool as it is. If you see somebody with this skin, there's a fine line. They're either extremely stoned 24/7 and cannot play due to their impacted reaction time, or they're insanely cracked and they're a wacky tobacco veteran. I will say this skin does have some green on it, but it is the nicer kind of green. You know, the bright green, the metallic green. The only thing that pisses me off with this skin is it's much like the Jaguar. Whenever you see this skin, it's the same normie fucking stickers on it. Thankfully, with the new sticker update, this could change it a little bit, but I'm so sick of seeing people with the Hydroponic AK with the 4 Drug War veteran stickers. I mean, come on, be a little more creative. It doesn't hurt. I don't think much more needs to be said about this. We're gonna put it at a B tier. Next up, we have the AK Frontside Misty. Frontside Misty is an instant classic from the Shadow case. I mean, the light blue looks tremendous. The little white and black pattern on it looks amazing. This gun in factory new specifically just looks absolutely mint. Pros would definitely be that it looks good and it's inexpensive in comparison to a lot of AKs. The only con that I would see is that this is not the most sticker craft friendly AK. However, this doesn't mean that this is a write-off. I think we're going to respectfully put the Frontside Misty up at the A tier. Next up, we have the Point Disarray. This is one of the funkier AKs. Kind of a lot going on here. Not very sticker craft friendly, just like the Frontside Misty. However, not an ugly skin. It is definitely kind of mid though. I mean, it doesn't really stand out like some of the other AKs, so we'll put this one at a B tier. The AK Fuel Injector is definitely a standout AK. If you were to break into a mechanic shop out in the Middle East, I'm sure the cashier would be greeting you with this AK. Definitely a unique AK, and there is no other skin in the game quite like the Fuel Injector. Of course, there's the Tech 9 Fuel Injector, but we'll save that for another time. Quite some creative sticker crafts with this. Some Fnatic Hollows, Virtus Hollows look very nice. Anything kind of light orange or yellow looks tremendous. I mean, this skin is just, it's got to be one of the top tier. I think we got to put that at exquisite. It's beautiful. Next up, we have the Neon Revolution. You can see whoever painted this weapon ran out of paint simply because even in the factory new condition, you could still see a lot of the base weapon, which is arguably kind of cool. When I see this, I think of Suicide Squad Enjoyer. You're not repping the Neon Revolution unless you've got neon green or pink hair. You probably have 16 piercings in your face. And you probably completed Rage 2 at 100% within the 24 hours the game released. However, the pink does stand out quite a lot, and it does make it a little more superior than your Jet Sets and your Jaguars and your Cartels. I think we might have to put the Neon Revolution at an A tier. Now for the Bloodsport, I don't know if it's a bug or what, but right now in CS2 this weapon has somewhat of a shine to it, a metallic shine. Not really against it. I don't think that this was intended with Counter-Strike 2. I think that the person who designed the Bloodsport probably had extreme ADHD, and they just started putting symbols and writing, cats and words all over this. It just looks like too much is going on here. It's just a little too try-hard. The person who created this skin definitely was a trick shotter on Rust back in the MW2 days. I don't know, I just think it's an eyesore. We're gonna put the Bloodsport at a C tier. Next up, the Empress. What a flawless looking weapon. First things first, this woman is an absolute baddie. She's hoping that the right person picks this AK up and uses it to its full potential. Very shiny skin in Counter-Strike 2, looks absolutely amazing. Relatively inexpensive in comparison to other AKs in the game. The dark blue really makes the red and gold pop on this AK. It just looks phenomenal all around. We're putting that at an exquisite. Now we're going to take 10 steps backwards and head back to the Orbit Mark 1. In my personal opinion, this gun is like the elite build with a little more testosterone. When I look at this gun, it makes me think of the walls inside the Doom 3 ship. And then once I start thinking more, I just can't think of anything else because it's just too mid. Definitely a step up from the elite build. That is going at a C tier. Next up, tapping in from Miami, we have the one and only AK Neon Rider. An instant classic. When I see someone with the Neon Rider, I close my eyes and picture someone who parties every day that ends with the letter Y, snorts blow like it's going out of style, and is probably massively in debt due to going to the strip club one too many times. Somebody's personal traits should not reflect onto their skins, for the most part. Some exceptions do apply. The Neon Rider is just too immaculate. Not quite exquisite. That is definitely an S tier weapon. Now we have the AK-47 safety net. I mean, this thing just looks atrocious. It looks like a terrorist tried to run into a construction site and got caught up with the plastic orange fence. I mean, this thing is just disgusting. The only thing that enhances the safety net is the gold stickers you get when it's souvenir. But even then, why the fuck would you have that? Hot dog water. Final answer. Now we have the AK Asimov. The Asimov is just sharp. Black, orange, white. Some nice line work on there, some cool shapes, but not too much. It's like the Point Disarray with a lot more class. They should fuck around and just rename this the Classimov. I have not much more to say. That's an S tier. That's S tier. Not quite exquisite, but definitely an S tier weapon. Tremendous. It appears that I've made an error. When I was starting the video off getting rid of the hot dog water, I actually forgot to include one. The Uncharted is, without a doubt, one of, if not the worst AK skin in the entire game. Switching it up to the Lotus. For some reason, it is extremely expensive. I feel like this weapon isn't seen too much, and for good reason. You could just save the few $1,000s and get a kick-ass garden IRL, or you could just spend that money and have a couple flowers on an AK. I mean, how did this even get into the game? The artwork is good, don't get me wrong. Looks like a digital print you'd find on Etsy. This is not a proper AK skin. Hot dog water. Now we have the AK-47 Rat Rod. I think in my 9 years of Counter-Strike, I might have only seen this. I mean, it has to be no more than 10 times. I mean, this is just atrocious. Looks like it's wrapped in hockey tape. This looks like something that belongs in Rainbow Six Siege with Mozzie and Gridlock. This isn't Counter-Strike at all. This is another hot dog water tier edition. The Phantom Disruptor is quite the unique skin. This is obviously resembling some type of monster. There's approximately 5 different monsters, so it's very creative in that sense. It's not closely paid attention to, but if you look at the tongue on this monster, the Phantom Disruptor is definitely the throat goat when it comes to AK-47s. Absolutely an A tier rifle. For some reason, my last recording file corrupted, so I had to just take a screenshot of my final tier list inductees. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support lately. My socials are in the description. Feel free to check them out. I'm leaving for the Copenhagen Major on the 28th, but I plan to have 2 to 3 more videos release before I'm gone. Till next time, fellas.